What do it do round here? So I was sitting back, chilling, watching this lame old speak. When suddenly, all of a sudden, I realized, digital Pitt boss, you got these niggas in a headlock. My paradigm has been executed with a flawless victory.
I don't fit in the box and I don't need a teacher. I don't worship other rappers just to get a feature. I don't toss a poem to come across as known to kick a whack freestyle and expect to pass cause it's off the dome. I don't speak for an arrogant cause or do self-righteous shit just to merit applause. I don't make scenes to be seen to cherish the gall. What you see is a skill, I see as a character flaw. I don't use a hype man, a slight hand to buy fans. I don't scream to get attention through an overhyped brand. I don't prostitute my talent for people that buy stand. I try to hustle other rappers more desperate than I am. Sell a verse, sell a hook, sell a dream, sell a scheme, sell a nigga false hope. You control your self-esteem, let a nigga talk shit. I don't panic at all. I just throw a couple jabs, Gucci man at the mall. So please tell me what is worse. A whack nigga off the dome or freestyling off the phone reading his verse. Was given a pass, I ask you this first. What happens after you rap and get a phone call mid-verse? Parasitic, acidic, cynic, I pin it, I penetrate with a pen and bait to the sin and bait. My interstate is interstate, the illustrate, administrate, and illustrate what niggas take with haste to the sinner's face. In the case where I'm in a space where my inner chase, my interface is faced with the waste of niggas sending hate. Intimidating to niggas claiming contention, apparently incoherent was air for my ascension. It's pitching a note, ain't it? I painted a pixel, the pixels of niggas that pitch sales, hair. Tied dog to a tree conveyed this. Unleashing after a year, they'll stay in the same radius. Maybe it's in the water, maybe it's just genetics. Maybe they love attention and rapping is how you get it. Embedded beneath the surface, the purpose is unknown. You think it's a joke, you're gonna get shot in your funny bone. IamLock.com, Team Backpack.
Hello. What you know about it? Let me tell you some real shit now. I came in the conscious community. About 4 years ago. Maybe more. At least on the open circuit. I was always here. Nerves, I worked it. Then one day I decided I'd speak. Figured I'd put some real to the beat. I seen all these conscious woke niggas really asleep. They studying the bones. They marinating in the sauce. I got straight to the business. I went right on in to the realest shit. Conscious community, right? They claim to be woke. They representation of being woke is they paradigms they spoke. They repping red, black, green, and never knew what it means. They still thinking that the red is for the blood and the black is for the people and green is for the land, and they ain't really understand how deep that went and what it meant. So I went in a little deeper. I told them, yeah, the red is for the blood, but the black is for the death. And the green, that's for the resurrection of the minds of the people. They ain't really understand that it was all spiritual from the rip. That the foundation of a black movement was based on its spiritual center. That's how you resurrect the dead. As you bring them into the knowledge of all things. Now, we don't get that knowledge everywhere. We get bits and pieces, some here, some there, but they not really dropping real shit, really, because the example of their information is in their everyday activity. And the conscious community is the most woke bunch of niggas ever born. Just straight nigga shit all goddamn day. They fight and fight and fight, but they never know what the fuck they fighting for. They just bullshitting themselves. So I dropped in this bitch and was like, look, if you don't know nothing about economic upliftment, if you don't know nothing about that, you ain't about no power. If you don't understand how you got here, I mean, the modern day Negro, Aboriginal, Hebrew, Israelite, Moorish, atheist niggas standing around here, if you don't know how you got here in 2018, if you think you just levitated and went through some time warp from Kemet to America, your ass crazy. Your ass lying to yourself, your kids, your next door neighbor, and some other shit, because you niggas don't want no truth. You niggas want to be told you're God. Now, I hit them with that Booker T shit. They just went batshit crazy. They couldn't take it. Booker T was a coon. That nigga tried to make us just work in the field. That's what they've been told. Till Pit Boss came along. Then this shit went crazy. Paradigm just went all through the conscious community. They brown out the OGs to me. I'm on the phone with Leonard Jeffries. I'm on the phone with James Smalls, Sonetta, Unc from the Amin Ra Squad, the whole Ra Squad band. The list just got to going on and on. We used to be on phone calls. It'd be like 8 or 9 of us on the phone. It'd be 8 people versus Pit Boss. Because I ain't agreeing with none of these bitch ass niggas on nothing. These niggas is so extra lame. This shit was crazy. But time will tell who's who and what's what. Time will tell who's who and what's what. Now let's listen to some modern day conversation coming out of one of they OG's mouth, James Smalls.
I'm saying like this, he was telling us we need to know ourselves. Right. See, all the people have been trying to tell us. Drew Ali been trying to tell us. Garvey is telling us. People can beat Mr. Booker Washington down. Booker Washington was no crazy. He was just smart. Mm-hmm. If you could be in Alabama and build Tuskegee right in the cracker's house, you smart. You ain't stupid. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? He was smart enough to pull it off, but he never stopped focusing on who we are. Read Booker's stuff. Mm-hmm. He's very clear on being African. Mm-hmm. And he deals with it. Mm-hmm. And so,
now here you go, Professor James Small. None of these niggas got a Booker T video to save their motherfucking life before Pit Boss entered the room. Not a goddamn teaching nowhere in the conscious community. Because they didn't know nothing about him. They was being told he was a coon for a specific reason. They was being taught by the boule. But even the boule know that Booker T was the shit. But they can't give him no credit in public. But since goddamn Pit Boss put their ass in the headlock, shit changed. I'm talking about 360 degrees. Now their economic functions posted on their flyers all the time. Everywhere you look, we got to talk about economics. Y'all don't talk about economics. If Sonetta, which is one of the popular YouTube channels on YouTube, right? Conscious community channels on YouTube. Who's their economic guy? Are you going to say Garfield? Do y'all really want to go there? Y'all don't really know about Pitt boss, do you? Oh, they stuck. They know you can't go no further with this fronting shit. Ain't no further you can go. Pitt boss came on the scene and dominated that shit. I'm going to go look for something that y'all probably just don't even know exists. I mean, hold on real quick. Hold on. Be strong. Go when it's on, it's on. Let me see. I gotta put the whole title in. Trying to find all these clips. Let's see. Man. Let's see. Hold on, be strong. When it's on, it's on. Damn it. I can't find it that fast. Okay, while I'm talking, I'm gonna keep on searching a little bit. If I pop up with the clip I'm looking for, it's on some Israel Doctrine channel. He got about 80,000 videos over there. It's hard to surface through his shit. You gotta know what you're looking for by title, because his shit just don't come up all the time. But they left with regurgitating topics in order to remain relevant, because their knowledge stops at a certain point and becomes irrelevant. When you get to talking about ancient times, at some point in the conversation, it starts to become irrelevant. At first, the conversation is juicy. Oh, what? We gods. Oh, what? Amun Ra. Yeah, that should be cool for about a day or two. And then all of a sudden, you get to the end of the month and your bills is due. You're like, what the fuck am I been doing all month? Oh, nigga, you've been talking about Amun Ra. Getting into your center, lining up your chakras, stretching out in your yoga positions. And then the rent due. And it's only one thing that pay the rent. And that's money. And money is economics. And that is what consciousness in the community of YouTube was lacking. Economics. I mean, they bought you economic hustles, corrected your status while they sold you a DVD. That's about all the economics they pushing out. Shoot me some money economics. Donate to my school building fund that I'm never going to open Umar Johnson economics. I'll get your credit straight for $1,000 Garfield economics. This is that bullshit economics that they pushing. But the kind of information I served didn't have anything to do with you buying something from me. It was more so reshaping your mind to focus on how to get your money up. I'm talking to some Moors on Facebook, and they on that bullshit. They want to fight with the court, talking about you're on my land and I'm serving you. Your papers, get off my land. The white man just gonna lock you up and say, prove it while you're locked up. That's all you're gonna get for that bullshit. But if you sat back and figured out that Black Wall Street was built on science and technology, engineered with the mathematics behind it, and they took their whole game out of Booker T. If you only really understood that, you would have delved deeper into what the hell Booker T was talking about. This is why Professor Smalls, after he got that lashing, see, you don't understand. I was on the phone for hours with him. Goddamn Unc from the Amon Ra squad put him on the call, thinking that he could come over there and beat this nigga Pitt boss up. But at that time, they was lacking on their historical references to Booker T. Lacking. There's a video. Let me show you. Let me show you how much they lacking. What's the video called? It's called what is Leonard Jeffries? There we go. Leonard, let me do it this way. We ain't gonna really play it. I'm just gonna point it out. And Jeffries 8 Booker T and W.B. Du Bois. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Now, to his credit, so that we don't go way off the mark, right? This is a debate where two people, this is the video, right? This is the great debate at Clark House. Du Bois, Dr. Jeffries, and Basir Mchawi, right? And they get into this debate, and they both got to take a position. Both of them weak as shit. Even this cat, I'm gonna play a little bit.
All of that movement is very clearly the Garvey movement and the UNIA. In terms of religion, Garvey used to talk about the fact that, well, if we are black people, we need to have a black God. We need to worship a black Christ. He goes ahead and talks about these things. And in response to this, the Ethiopian Orthodox Church and then the African Orthodox Church are formed. Clearly, psychologically, the idea that African people need to worship this white Jesus, this white God, is something that, well, Garvey understood. But it's quite interesting because today we can go to churches in which black people go all the time and where there may be a black pastor, and there's this issue in terms of, well, what color is Christ? What color is God? Now we have to recognize and understand that there were some ideological differences between Garvey and Dr. Du Bois.
Okay. Now, later on, Leonard Jeffries has to get up and he has to oppose the position. So to his credit, he just trying to formulate an argument if though that was his only position. Though he may identify with other things that he did outside this debate. In this particular debate, he has to formulate an argument. And you know, he's a student of the Boule. He's a Boule, wanna be in it. So he loves it. He can't wait. I wish I can go back to the very moment he take the stage. Let me go right back here. Because he really, in this moment here, after he do all his hipping and her praying, he really get into some cool shit. This type of shit that, you know, I watched all this shit coming through the conscious community. I had to go surface and watch all this bullshit so I could fully understand the positions of these men as I get ready to crack their goddamn coconut, right? Let's see if my thing will play. Let's kick it in gear a little bit here. Give it a little. Come on.
Fighting white scholars. And then one of them, Harold Weaver, said, when we can go to Mexico, they're raising hell. I said, how are we going to go to Mexico? We just have enough money to get here to Los Angeles. He said, for another $25.
Let me go deeper in it. I want to hear where he talks.
Guys were killing each other. It was a stalemate. Sometimes the Southerners won, sometimes the Northerners won. The weighted challenge that gave the North victory was our people. 250,000 of them.
Let's go a little deeper.
He wanted to be involved in the scientific study of problems. He was a scientist. And what was he paid for that effort for the U.S. Department of Education hooked into the University of Pennsylvania? They couldn't even call him a professor. They couldn't call him an instructor. He was an assistant. Black people couldn't get the status of instructor or professor. And what was he paid? He was offered $800 to go to one of the black schools. He took $900 a year to do this scientific study. That produced what? Dr. Jeffrey, show up or shut up. Let's go to the videotape. This is the Philadelphia Negro. This is the study he produced. The scientific document produced within the same year or two that he produced the Pitt.
I mean, you really got to go watch the whole video per se. If you want to watch it, this is where you find it. This is the title, right? And when I take a look at that, I look back and I say, you know, anybody trying to come in front of black people today and say, I'm here to instruct y'all on how to create for yourself black power. And to do your proving of how to do it, you're going to utilize history through different black people who exhibited what you would think was power. So if we just focused on American blacks and who is here, you could put all the black leadership and education names that pop up for decades on one of two sides. Black people, we talking about 1865 being freed. We'll only deal with that point. Because prior to that, we kind of all grouped in slavery, and it don't matter what your position is. Everybody all together want to be free from slavery, regardless of what your spiritual background is, your particular intellect. They all had that in common. But once freed from slavery, that's where the fork in the road happens. You got one mind who wants to leave slavery, go off on their own, form a nation, and build it up. That group would be considered black nationalism under a broad standard. You got another group of blacks coming out of slavery who decided they want to be educated and integrated. And so they're going to side with integration. So you got black nationalism as one direction and integration as another. Now, if you're using those as your markers, now we can examine every individual who took to the podium, microphone, public, anything, did anything that pushed for empowerment for blacks. If you just out there working and you ain't bothering nobody, we not including you. But if you out there trying to make a name for pushing black folks one direction or the other, you're going to get in one of them groups. So on the integration side, Oh, we got the Niagara movement, everybody involved. The NAACP, everybody involved. The ACLC, and everybody involved. Every person, except a few, there's a few on the list, on the Spin Guard medals list. There's a few who got on that list for just excellent achievement, and they're on there for scientific reason. But there's most of the list are activists, journalists, actors. They all are in it for integration. Because you ain't going to see no black nationalists on the Spin Guard medals list. They not going on. It don't matter how well they've done. Plus, the list was kind of created, let's just say 1915, 1920, somewhere around there, with the advent of the NAACP. They soon acquired this honors list for achievements. So we can only go back, let's say 120 years or about 100 years with the list. And everybody on that list are all for integration. Now on the black nationalist list, that's where you got the real Pan-Africanism. Because you couldn't be uplifting black folks if the conclusion is to integrate their economy. Well, now we got to specify integration, because integration it's one form of integration to live among other people. That's integrated socially. But we have been integrated socially with the white man ever since he pulled up with the good ship Jesus in West Africa. Ever since he landed in Virginia, he's integrated himself into the population. You was integrated in slavery. You was integrated after slavery. You was integrated socially the whole time. But black nationalism didn't start off to seek for social integration as their means of production of the black mind. It was about integration on a global economic scale, that you uplift black people economically so that they could involve themselves in world production without being over the next group, equal to the other groups. This was the goal of black nationalism, to lift black people up economically so that they could sit on the same plateau as white groups, Mexicans, Asians, Indians, and blacks, all at the same level of power economically. But integration said, no. Let's let the white man control the very top, and we enjoy whatever they toss off the table. So there was this huge march just recently, and white folks marching. They was on every goddamn news station. I had to turn the news off. I'm tired of looking at this shit. It was a superhuman integrationist propaganda piece. They brought out some real intellectual black people, young and old, to encourage black people to accept social integration so that they never formulate the mindset that they don't like the economic integration that comes with your social integration. They don't ever want you to think bad about that. So they bring out all these black prominent speakers to give you some more of that socialism under white folks, that integrated socialism, so that you don't start thinking, wait a goddamn minute, I live in an all-black neighborhood, residential neighborhood, and foreigners own the gas station, white folks own the supermarket, white folks own the mall, niggas got nibbas, got hair salons, a few beauty supply stores, a old used tire shop. One or two black people got something sophisticated like a law office, and they have to go get a license from an all-white bar association. Did you know that Booker T formulated the first black bar associations for black lawyers? This is the real shit. This is the real shit that y'all just wasn't knowing. This type of shit you're not gonna learn on Sonetta TV. You just not gonna learn it. Because he ain't gonna talk about it, because not nobody on his goddamn channel know about it to talk about it. Unless they quietly listening to Pitt Boss and they try to run off with the game and go over there and start talking STEM. Niggas is clouds, man. We gotta create the bar. A black bar association. Gotta pull this shit up. I'm doing all this shit, you know. Yeah. Righteous. Let me show you something. We're gonna see, you know, I'm just picking out shit. Right? Damn it. Hold on, be strong. What happened to my? Oh, okay. Give me a second, y'all. All right. Let me share my screen. We digging in the scene on some gangster lean. Y'all know about me. All right, so this is the National Negro Business League. This is accredited to Booker T. Washington. I'm going to read a little bit. The black educator Booker T. Washington in 1856 to 1915. That's his life. Founder and formed in 1881 until his death in 1915. First principal of Tuskegee Institution in Alabama, also founded the National Negro Business League, which for many years was housed at Tuskegee. Washington believed that the solution to the problem of racial discrimination were primarily economic, and that bringing African Americans into the middle class was key. In 1900, he established the league to promote commercial and financial development of Negroes. Commercial and financial. Woo, we can stop right there. See, at the moment he did this, the other side was completely dumbfounded. They didn't have a leadership. In 1900, there was no Niagara movement. There was no NAACP. There was none of that bullshit. There was no Kemetic community. There was no Islamic community. There was no Noble Drew Ali. They wasn't none of y'all niggas. At all, you niggas was obsolete in 1900. But to get you there so that you could create all this bullshit y'all created, it took this. We got to first get you some game up. If you want to run off and on that dumb shit, we got to get your game up, because right now your shit down. There wasn't even no Hebrew Israelite 12 tribe chart in existence. You niggas still was under the curse. But there was Booker T. Washington. So when you start talking Pan-Africanism very core, if you know what you're talking about, is commercial and financial development. You can't do that without a business league organized. Before any of your heroes was talking about organize yourself, Booker T was organized before they even spoke. Their first word in public, Booker T already laid the map down. Let's go a little further. Dr. Washington's first inaugural address to the league emphasized the economic purpose behind its founding. At the bottom of education, at the bottom of politics, even at the bottom of religion itself, there must be of our race, as for all races, an economic foundation, economic prosperity, economic independence. Before Garvey ever jumped on a banana boat, there was Booker T talking that motherfucking economic independence. Before you ever had a red, black, green flag, there was a black business league, a Negro black business league for you Negroes. This particular economic emphasis distinguished Washington from another outstanding African-American leader of the period, W.B. Du Bois. It distinguished him, mean separated through ideology. The league promoted the commercial endeavors and economic advancement of blacks mainly, but not solely in the South, via a network of state and local Negro business leagues and affiliated professional trade organizations. Memberships in the league was open to any member of the race in good standing in his or her community, whether the person was in business, professional, or private. Meetings provided a forum in which African-American small businessmen shared stories of the struggles and success. Affiliated professional organizations included the National Negro Bankers Association, the National Negro Press Association, the National Association of Negro Funeral Directors, the National Negro Bar Association. I'll stop right there. Negroes with a law degree were not permitted to have a license from the white bar that they work for today. If you one of them Negro lawyers out there, you work for the white man all day. I don't give a damn how high your education and performance in the courtroom is. You working for the white man. But back then, See, this is what you call separate but equal policies. This ain't that bullshit these niggas talking today. This ain't none of that. This ain't the 1,000 different labels you niggas come up with. This is the black community in America beginning the march for black nationalism. This is why I accredit Booker T as a true founding father of Pan-Africanism. Not that he was the first, but he was the first to exemplify what it is. He was the first to execute it to a perfection. Because no other person is accredited for these types of accolades among you. But y'all didn't want to talk about him. Because he was on that coon shit, right? When you create a black bar association, you on that coon shit. When you then created a black business league, a national black business league for all the coons, you on that coon shit. Right? Because if you're not on the Spin Guard medals list, you on that coon shit, right? If Garvey look at you and call you Master, you on that coon shit, right? This is how y'all get down. This is y'all rationalization. But Pit Boss just looked beyond you niggas years ago and was like, maybe some of these niggas would like to know the real so they could get away from that bullshit and get with some real shit. But to this very day, there are none of these organizations in existence. Why? Because of that coon shit. Because of that integrationist, socialist, communist movement y'all niggas is pushing. And y'all trying to take the name black nationalism like you going this direction. But you ain't going this direction. This direction is misdirection in your eyes. Because y'all don't speak about this shit. Why? Because Booker T is not your guy. And when I was on the phone 3-4 years ago, drilling all of these satanic niggas out of New York, all I got was flack. All I got was you punk ass niggas smashing in my chat room, down liking my videos because you niggas know what I'm about to accomplish. And y'all don't want to see that shit formulate. Like, don't let this nigga get no power. Don't bring this nigga on your radio station. Don't let this nigga on your channel. Don't mention this nigga's name. Don't donate to his PayPal. Don't support this nigga. This nigga will crush us all by his goddamn self. But look at y'all. You niggas is my kids when it comes to intellectual property. I reshaped you niggas while you was crying about it. Sending out your fake verbal death threats at a nigga. I knew you couldn't contend. I just knew it. I was like, man, y'all niggas ain't got it. Y'all niggas is the most sleep niggas I ever seen awoke. I'm going to call you sleepwalkers. Because you look like you awoke. You walking and stepping like fetch it. But nigga, you sleeper than a Snow White. Oh, man, let's go a little further. This shit getting good. During the years that constitute the focus of the Coolidge Consumer Collection, Robert Russell Morton was a principal of Tuskegee Institution and the president of the National Negro Business League. That's after Booker T. I can do a whole goddamn show about this dude, Robert Russell Morton. I have, actually. That's kind of some of my real deep fraternal order of Pan-African shit I be getting into. I did more of that on my Facebook page than I actually would on video, because some shit just was for real serious students that appreciated the information. Because I had some shit I just had to bang the conscious community with. And then I had some other shit I wanted to share with people that really accepted the information and wanted to really elevate. We didn't need the distraction. So I got real deep on certain issues, really just directly on the phone, you know, in your inbox or in your email, passing you real information. Like, this is the real shit. You know, cut out that constant community bullshit that we do on the video. This is the real shit. This is the shit can't be denied. But you know, so look that up. The National Negro Business League, the National Bar Association. Well, let me get that name down. Let me pull that up. The National Negro Bar Association. Let's get that. Let's get that. Negro Bar Association. Here we go. Let's go quick Wikipedia, right? The National Negro Bar Association, the NNBA, was the first national bar association for African-American lawyers in the United States. The NNBA was founded in Little Rock, Arkansas in 1909 at the time. And for some decades thereafter, the American Bar Association refused to accept Black members, making the NNBA the only national bar association that Black lawyers could join. Now, in Little Rock, Arkansas in 1909, there was a Black man by the name of Africanus Jones. I'm sure if I read around in here, his name gonna pop up. Here we go. Scipio Africanus Jones. Now, he was under the direction of a Booker T. Washington in 1909. Scipio Africanus Jones. He was a lawyer, he was prominent. And he's from Little Rock, Arkansas. Booker T came and visited him, understood the plight that they were having. They didn't have a bar association. White folks wasn't going to give them one. See, separation from white folks meant that Blacks have to depend on each other. Integration means that you can depend on the white man if you don't really agree with the Black people around you. We'll accept you, Oprah. We'll accept you, Michael Jordan. We'll accept you, Sarnetta. All them niggas can go to the white man. He got more money, more economics, more real estate, more gold, more silver, more. If you ain't got a place among Black people. But see, you can't get this kind of shit listening to them over there on Sarnetta Sleep Woke Niggas channel. It won't happen. The sleepwalkers of the conscious community don't know about this shit. This shit don't fit in their paradigm because it's before Dr. Ben, but after Kemet, but before Dr. Clark, but after West African migration through illustration. They stuck on trying to figure out, are we the Aboriginals? They stuck. But pitballs know, get right to the source of what really makes Black economics. What really is Black power? Because if you're not organized, you don't got no power. If you're not fighting for economic independence, you're not on a power march. Was Martin Luther King marching for economic independence? Hell no. Was W.B. Du Bois putting out scientific papers on how to achieve economic independence? Hell no. Is there anybody over there on the Fruit Loop House of Coconut channel that can speak on Black economics independence? Hell no. Best they could do is refer to Garvey, the one Black nationalist they'll talk about. The ending of Black nationalism was Garvey. After Garvey, it was a wrap. It went underground. Didn't pop up till Pitt Boss. Holla at you, boy. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But now y'all lost. Because you knee deep in the consciousness and you now realize these niggas is bluffing. You now realize they've been wasting time. They back wasting time. Because when I dipped on them, they was kind of sitting there trying to figure out, what will we talk about? What will we talk about? And what they do. They went right back to regurgitating what they know, because they won't really sound intellectual if they get off topic. They want to tell you about all the bullshit. Nigga talking about aboriginals but can't name one. Nigga talk about a Hebrew Israelite in America but can't name one. Not during this time period. Not during the formation of Black Power. The Hebrew Israelites can't go back past 1965 with a real name that kicking real game. And if they do, it's some cat that he ain't do nothing. He ain't formulate no Black Power. The Moors, they can't go back past Noble Drew Ali. The Nation of Islam can't go back past Elijah Muhammad when it comes to this real shit. And then all this shit was done before any of their leaders ever hit the block. All this shit was created before their leaders hit this block. But the integrationists, boy, they could take it all the way back. They could be like, boy, we'll go back. How far you want to go back? You want to go back to Frederick Douglass? They could go all the way back into slavery because there was really only two paradigms: nationalism and integration. I don't give a damn what God you believe in. You're going to get on one side or the other of that part. Right? But I reshaped this shit. And I didn't even get a lot of views to do it. But I got the main views. Sarnetta was listening. Sarah Seti was listening. Umar was listening. I was doing the goddamn Sarnetta effect video live. Umar texting my page right at the moment I'm talking about his ass. Texting my phone, sending me some old punk ass flyers. Because they was listening. They all been listening. And if they wasn't listening, they was getting this Viper straight on the phone. I done dealt with all these dudes. I can go in my bank of videos and I film these niggas, all kind of shit. And now that I kind of just faded to the back a little bit, I'm putting the greatest works ever down. Linking up with something solid. I'm going to put my Philly hat on in a minute. Get the repping that P for Pitt boss on that ass. And y'all going to see it coming. I'm going to go live on y'all ass. I'm going to turn the camera on this summer. And we're going to dance, rock, skate on their ass. I'm going to be like, if y'all niggas are still talking about Kemet, you still stuck on pictures? You still trying to prove if Jesus is white or black? Is that where you at? Still? You still ain't finished that debate? The infinity debate. They got the infinity debate going on. Shit goes on forever. You can't never come to a conclusion or an agreement because it's nigga shit. It's for entertainment purpose only. Entertainment purpose only. There is no development that you guys could put on the table because your leaders ain't got no development. And when they start talking about development, they fall up under Pitt boss economics regurgitated Booker T. Washington program. They stuck. Having to acknowledge. I don't know why y'all hated on that dude, but he was the only one kicking the realest shit. That's why they was hating on it. Because they working for Margaret Sanger, the Negro Project. They are the Negro Project. I'm over here kicking that Thomas Sowell. I'm over here kicking that Harold Cruz. I got a list of names they can't mention. And since they don't understand the shit I'm talking about, they can't do nothing but fight it. Because they still got to uphold the NAACP program of socialist integration. They not trying to formulate no black power. They not trying to formulate a black business league. If they do say they doing it, they talented 10th. Because they'll do everything. If black folks think about it, the talented 10th will go create that shit. They'll be like, hold up. Black folks is in the red, black, and green tennis shoes. Call the Chinese. Let's get some tennis shoes out here for these niggas. And they'll bring you a tennis shoe, an integrated Chinese sneaker, because they got to keep you going. They can't let you go into a deep sleep. They want you in that kind of sleep where you tired, but your little brother keep on messing with you and you can't fully go to sleep. You know what I'm talking about. So now they stuck in a perpetual debate about bullshit. You can't never turn on that channel and just really sit back and be like, you know what? These niggas is owning some shit. I need to get in contact with this group. They over here putting some shit together. No, they just propaganda show after propaganda show and some more propaganda on top of some more propaganda. That's why I brought y'all William Lutz. That's the reason why I brought you the double speak. Because I needed y'all to really have some information that you could decipher they bullshit. Because them niggas is good with the bullshit. They will fool the average person who ain't really deep in their study. They just being awoken to their sleeplessness. Every time I hear somebody say they woke, I know that nigga sleep. I be like, nigga, you not woke. Cause you think you God or some shit with bad credit. You not woke. Cause you running around this motherfucker burning candles. You not woke. You sleep. But they don't think they sleep. They think everybody else living better than them is sleep. But what they really don't understand, when you be aiming at the Christian, you really aiming at the talented 10th, the boule, and the NAACP. But they ain't never your enemy. You don't never do a video about them. You ain't never banging on them, ever. You want to give me the double speak and label them Christians because you don't really want me to know who you're talking about. That's where you niggas is bogus. Because y'all be like, you know, all these black Christians out here. Nigga, you talking about the NAACP because half the church is NAACP. The one speaking is boule all day. Educated, talented 10th, Niagara movement all through this thing. But they ain't never get no banging video. You want to redirect, misdirect. Take me to the Bible. Bang on that Bible. That's your misdirection. Then you get real slick and you develop a crew of Hebrew Israelite agents and claim they know the Bible. Then their main message is you under a curse. What type of nigga shit is that? Walking around New York City under a curse talking about you could lead me. You can't lead me if you under a curse, nigga. Get your cursed ass up out of here. You can't be under a curse and lead nobody. When you in a curse, you need a witch doctor. Your ass need to be in a Jamaican basement somewhere getting cat blood wiped on your ass. Get that demon up out you. Then come back, holler at your boy. But you damn sure deserve to be on Sinetta, the NAACP Black TV 102 station. Y'all niggas is hijacked identities, hijacked ideologies. And when Pitbull show up, He can't get no go. I'm willing to debate all you niggas at the same time. Let y'all have some kind of strength on your side of the board. Sinetta, no, that would be deadly, nigga. He would clown all you niggas at the same time. As soon as he break open that Garvey book they believe in. See, I'm gonna beat you up with Pan-African. If you got on red, black, and green, I'm gonna beat you up with that. If you a Kemetic, I'm gonna beat you up with the stolen legacy. I'm gonna go grab the stolen legacy and beat you up with it. Be like, do you agree or disagree with the stolen legacy? George G.M. James. And if you disagree, are you someone with more intellect that you could show better than he shows? And that's gonna put you on silent night. Y'all can't compete with this real shit. I just kept doing it though. You don't want me to go get some audio when I just super banged on the goddamn conscious community. You don't really want me to do it, do you? Do y'all want to go back in the past and catch a moment when Pitt boss was heated? I was like, oh, they didn't piss me off today. Now I gotta go get with that ass. I gotta break y'all off a little Kit Kat bar. Drop that Garvey versus the conscious community video on you. Y'all don't want that type of shit. Y'all don't want me bring that back, do you? Y'all don't want that in your life. I know you don't. I can go get it though. And y'all gonna be upset. Y'all gonna be like, Pitt boss, why don't you just leave us alone, man? We over here getting this money. We over here doing the work. You're doing the work of the devil. Doing the work. That's another statement that had me dying laughing. How is you doing the work? Over there lying. Niggas be, I'm doing the work. Let's see. Let's see. This is conscious community. Boom, I know I got it in here somewhere. It ain't gonna take long. It ain't gonna take long. Let me see. Holla at y'all. Hold on. I got to do some searching. I didn't get this show all the way ready before I went live. I just went live because a lot of times. Oh, here it go. Here it go. This video right here. It just give you that work. Y'all done forgot this shit though. And I done locked it up because I'm tired of teaching you niggas. We're gonna get into it.
And its machination.
Hold on.
But not a that.
Hold on.
Were nationalists.
Hold on.
They had a nationalistic idea. But just the other day, we see a socialist scientific Pan-Africanist. That's called the reverb, the remix. Coming with the technique 1200s backwards with the understanding. Let me skip down a little bit. Let's get into Henry Sylvester Williams, one of the faces on the page of the Fraternal Order of Pan-Africanism. In 1897, Henry Sylvester Williams, a West Indian barrister, formed the African Association in London, England, to encourage Pan-African unity, especially throughout the British colonies. Sylvester Williams, who had links with West African, believed that Africans and those of African descent living in the diaspora needed a forum to address their common problems. In 1900, Sylvester Williams organized the first Pan-African meeting in collaboration with several Black leaders representing various countries of the African diaspora. For the first time, opponents of colonialism and racism gathered for an international meeting. The conference, held in London, attracted global attention, placing the word Pan-African in the lexicon of international affairs and marketing. It's part of the standard vocabulary of Black intellectuals. The national meeting featured 30 delegates, mainly from England and the West Indies, but attracted only few Africans and African Americans. Among them was the American leading intellectual W.E.B. Du Bois, who was to become the torchbearer of subsequent Pan-African conferences and congresses as they later came to be called. Conferences participants read papers on a variety of topics, including the social, political, and economic condition of the Blacks in the diaspora. Now, W.D. Du Bois wasn't a nationalist, but he was there. He would go on to lead future conferences. He didn't become a true Pan-African till in his 60s. In the 5 years later, he would start the Niagara movement, full of atheists. He himself was an atheist. He was a real Black atheist at the time. But yet, he somehow is considered to be a Pan-African, but not a nationalist. But yet, Pan-Africanism is a nationalist perspective. Its root cause is to create a government. I wonder how he gets blended into the mix.
Now, I could go on and let that video was 3 hours long. That's back when I used to get you with them long ones. But y'all heard it, at least those who following my page. All of these videos, these 1,000 different occasions I went live somewhere on the YouTube Nation, forced them to switch their programs up. I just came with too much shit at once, and they had to switch it up. So now they left with, if we don't integrate this information, since y'all not going to bring on Pitt boss to do it, we're going to look ridiculous. Because you can't keep talking about history. You can't keep telling me about Black people in America 200 years ago. 200 years ago? You want to go back 5,000 years to talk about Black people? When you still don't understand 100 years ago? When you don't have no information about 100 years ago, I'm supposed to believe you know some shit about 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 years ago? When we gonna get to the good part? when we formulated cities in America. When we gonna understand how we do that? How you do that? When we gonna quit all the religious gang banging? When you gonna do a show about the Boule and the Talented 10th and the NAACP and air that shit out if you Pan-African? If you Pan-African, when you gonna get to the good part? So that those that's just watching and don't know what the fuck is going on can finally understand what the hell this shit is about. That's why I dipped on y'all, because y'all niggas is fake, and I can't be riding with no fake ass movement when there's real shit going down every day. You'll do better watching Trump and Kim Jong-un get to it. Study that. Figure out what they really doing. As Kim Jong-un prepares to bring North Korea, into the modern world. This is the first step. They gonna talk a lot of propaganda, and then before you look around, you're gonna be in your black neighborhood and you're gonna meet a Korean. But he ain't from South Korea. He gonna be like, oh, I'm from North Korea. You're gonna be like, what you doing here? Oh, you know, back in 2018, the president flipped the script, opened up the border, and we ran right to the black neighborhood and started selling you niggas cat food, barbecue, whatever. We get into this money, and y'all still gonna be arguing about the same shit. I mean, it's pitiful to watch y'all just keep on regurgitating the same shit over and over, over and over. It's ridiculous. Listen to this shit. I'm gonna go to another video. Just listen to this ridiculous shit. Hold on. Let me show you how ridiculous this nigga do. This is a brand new video. This is their latest dumb shit. This is the topic.
But what they're actually saying is you are not an African. You are an Aborigine, which is the term that they've chosen to use.
Which is when babies talk, adults spike their behinds. When they talk on a term. What does the word Aborigine mean? Malcolm made a joke about that this last week.
Hold up, you said what does what?
The term Aborigine mean.
And Malcolm made a joke of it? Yes.
Let's move on a little bit.
Australia.
Because in this video, Professor Smalls,
I know how to do some more research.
He got a little economic summit. He got a little economic summit coming up on April 21st in DC, where he gonna join up with Malik Zulu and Hashim and them to come speak to some black folks. La la la, blah blah blah. I'm thinking about I might slide up there, because you know, if I'm in the house, attention is gonna sway one way or the other if I take that podium, and I can get on the mic. Trust and believe I can get on the mic at a Hashim and Zinga event. I only just decide I don't want to talk, but I just want to go up there because as it get ready to approach, you know, they slowly got to, Sinetta slowly got to say something about it. He don't really want to help nobody get their game up. He want to make sure Sinetta is on the top. So he ain't going to give it too much promo, but because it's got all of the Sinetta cast on it, when you look at the flyer, it's the same dumb niggas that show up at his shit. Same dumbass niggas without all of the lame niggas. Ain't no Red Pill and no Sarah Susan and no Young Pharaoh and all them dumbass niggas. They don't never get to really be a part of this kind of shit. This is a step above that bullshit. Sinetta is the platform they can come on. You don't get no Jabari ain't being asked to come speak because they talking about economics and solutions. Them niggas is ancient Egyptians. And they don't have no goddamn solutions. Damn sure ain't got no economics that they can open up their mouth about at all. But I just want y'all to hear how much he goes into the propaganda.
The research. He takes it on his first voyage. The native people here tell him that they saw the black men with spears tipped with gold. And so he says he's taking his second voyage so that he can find them. He was familiar with the Africans.
So, and his brother, Christopher Columbus' brother, said that the guys that he had in South America were Ethiopians. Verrazano, when he came into New York, said he met these Ethiopians. Because Ethiopian was the operative European word for black or African.
That's right. The burnt face.
Yes.
Ethiopia.
And so, but notwithstanding that, anthropology and archaeology on the Americas, just go do your research. The people you call them the Native American, the Indian, the Asiatic, has only been here a little bit more than 10,000 years. They warred against us who had come here 200,000 years before them. Okay. And so those of us who came, if you go to, I forgot my brother's name, he wrote this book on Mexico. He just called me last week.
See, it sounds good, but we already talked about all this shit extensively. So there was some Moors or some Ethiopians on the boat with Columbus, and he seen gold spears, and he wanted to know where you're getting that gold from. Oh man, we talk about that shit so much, so many times on 1,000 bit. This ain't no new shit. And that's the protocol of the conscious communities. Just regurgitate the narrative over and over every year. Just say the same shit, run it back again. It's always somebody who ain't heard it. But never take you further. Never go down directions you have never gone before. And most certainly, never organize for real. Just talk about it extensively, but never do it. That talented Tim Boule operation nonsense that'll get you nowhere. That's how it goes down. Now, because I aired that nigga Sonetta so cold one time, he tried to call me with the little the prostitute of the conscious community sci-fi. And she was on that dumb shit. So I aired her with him on the phone. That nigga was shook because I said some shit on the phone that he was recording it too. I said, you recording this? I know you is. Let me say some real shit. I dare you to replay this shit live. That motherfucker deleted that shit. He was like, ooh. I said some way out shit too. And he was like, I hope that nigga try to expose me and play it. Because if you play this shit, boy, you're going to create the thunderstorm and your days is numbered. He didn't play it though. He couldn't see himself going out like that. I wish he would have though. I was hoping he did. That's why I said it. But it put him in a difficult place. He was like, damn. So now it's total silence out of the conscious community. Niggas don't hit my phone. These niggas ain't in my emails. They ain't trying to hear it. They just hope for God. Pitt boss went away. They don't realize I'm just laying in the cut, organizing some shit. When I get ready to bang on y'all, I'm going to have the greatest position to do it. I'm going to be proof in the pudding. Y'all just going to be pudding. And I'm going to smash when I come. And it's going to come hard. But I'm going to be coming from a bigger microphone on a bigger screen with a bigger audience than any conscious community dude ever. Just wait and see. I know it because I already lined it up. And I know the very moment I'm going to take to the stage. And it's going to be a whopper. On that day, I'm smashing. Y'all going to be like, what? Did y'all see that video? Pitbull. I ain't going to be on my network either. I'm going to be on some shit you don't believe. You're going to be like, oh, no, he just put it to top, boy. And I'm gonna be laughing because ain't gonna be no way to catch up because you ain't gonna have the information to catch up. And y'all gonna go out like suckers. And I'm gonna still be in the game. And let me illustrate it better for you.
I don't fit in the box and I don't need a teacher. I don't worship other rappers just to get a feature. I don't toss a poem to come across as known to kick a whack freestyle and expect to pass cause it's off the dome. I don't speak for an arrogant cause or do self-righteous shit just to merit applause. I don't make scenes to be seen to cherish the gall. What you see is a skill, I see as a character flaw. I don't use a hype man, a slight hand to buy fans. I don't speed to get attention through an overhyped brand. I don't prostitute my talent for people that buy stand. I try to hustle other rappers more desperate than I am. Sell a verse, sell a hook, sell a dream, sell a scheme, sell a nigga false hope. You control his self-esteem, let a nigga talk shit. I don't panic at all. I just throw a couple jabs, Gucci Man at the mall. So please tell me what is worse. A whack nigga off the dome or freestyling off the phone, reading his verse. Was given a pass, I ask you this first. What happens after you rap and get a phone call mid-verse? Parasitic, acidic, cynic, I pin it, I penetrate with a pen and bait to the sin and bait. My interstate is interstate, the illustrate, administrate, and illustrate. But niggas take with haste till it's in his face. In the case where I'm in a space where my inner chase, my interface is faced with the waste of niggas sending hate. Intimidating to niggas claiming contention, apparently incoherent was airing for my ascension. It's pinching a nerve, ain't it? I painted a pixel, the pixels of niggas that pitch sales, hell. Tied dog to a tree conveyed this. Alicia after a year, he'll stay in the same radius. Maybe it's in the water, maybe it's just genetics. Maybe they love attention and rapping is how you get it. Embedded beneath the surface, the purpose is unknown. You think it's a joke, nigga, you're shot in your funny bone.
You're shopping your funny bone, sending the nigga home with the greatest elaboration that ever done touched the throne. Digital pitches home, DPB, the conscious community kryptonite.